When you lose, you normally have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Golden Boy is always, and I've been 20-something years, never abandoned.
As a friend, as a person, as a promoter, as everything. I mean, you always, because I don't know. Sometimes I think that that's not him. It's like, why? What's going on? Like, why are we beefing? Why are we? It's like I don't understand. Maybe it's the nerves.
Golden Boy didn't abandon Ryan. When you win, you don't have too much to talk about, right?
The relationship between Ryan Garcia and his longtime promoter Oscar de la Hoya has always been complicated. While they've shared a strong partnership over the years, it now seems to be falling apart. Recently, Garcia announced his plans to leave Golden Boy Promotions and launch his own promotional company. This move isn't exactly surprising. Many have noticed the growing tension between the two. In fact, it mirrors a similar situation with Gervonta Tank Davis, who eventually took control of his own.
I want you to fight. I want you to be a legend. Do you think I wanted him to fight Tank Davis with a rehydration clause? Hell no. I'm looking out for
his own career, and parted ways with his promoter Garcia has been vocal about his dissatisfaction, particularly pointing to moments when he felt abandoned by de la Hoya. During some of Garcia's most difficult times, especially while struggling with mental health issues and personal challenges, he says de la Hoya failed to show the support he expected. Instead of offering help behind the scenes, de la Hoya took to the media, publicly criticizing Garcia and even calling his behavior sickening. For Garcia, who has been open about his mental health journey, that felt like a betrayal. He questioned how someone who claimed to care about him could choose to shame him publicly rather than support him privately. That moment, it seems, left a lasting scar. Now,
I'm always there for it. You know me, not the type of guy to hold grudges.
Well, that's why fans love you. You're always super classy, Ryan.
Of course.
Thanks for your time.
Now, things that he went through.
Are you guys gonna get back on the same page together?
I'm always open to peace.
Yeah, I love that.
Business is business, but
friendship. With Garcia preparing for a high-profile fight against Rolando Romero in May, things have taken an interesting turn. Suddenly, de la Hoya is back in the spotlight, offering public praise and standing behind Garcia once again. But Garcia isn't convinced. He sees it as a strategic business move. With this fight set to bring in significant pay-per-view revenue, Garcia believes de la Hoya's renewed support is driven more by money than loyalty. To Garcia, it feels like de la Hoya is only around when there's a paycheck involved. And that's a
They land, they can do some damage. And Ryan Garcia, look, he's coming off, it's going to be about a year now. He's hungry. He's hungry to get on top.
Reality he's no longer willing to accept. Garcia feels that if Oscar de la Hoya truly cared about him as a person, he wouldn't have publicly criticized him so harshly, especially during some of his most vulnerable moments. One standout example was when de la Hoya went live on social media to speak out against Garcia's decision to fight lesser-known opponent Jojo Ampo. De la Hoya questioned Garcia's readiness and called the fight a bad idea, a move that felt like yet another public jab at Garcia's judgment. For Garcia, that moment only added to the tension.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of...
His manager?
Probably.
Okay.
Like.
You cannot pick up the phone and talk to him?
I can because I have his number, but he never answers.
We're cool as heck. We text all the time. Shout out Oscar. He's cool.
I don't know where he's at because they don't let me talk to him.
What do you mean they don't let you talk?
If de la Hoya really had his back, why go public with that kind of criticism instead of having a private conversation now with Garcia's high-stakes fight against Rolando Romero just around the corner? He's questioning de la Hoya's sudden change in tone. The renewed support feels less like genuine.
That Ryan is crying, and still complaining that he should be pointing the finger at his advisor who advised him to go take the rehydration clause against him more. He felt like Oscar wasn't there for him. And, that sort of began a feud again publicly between him and Oscar de la Hoya. It then had Oscar, tweeting out
and backing, and more like a calculated move to stay attached to what could be a huge payday for Golden Boy Promotions. To Garcia, this isn't about mentorship or loyalty. It's about business. De la Hoya, on the other hand, defends his actions. He says he's always tried to be honest with Garcia, even when that meant calling him out for poor decisions, like publicly lashing out at people or ignoring agreed-upon plans, such as the Ampo exhibition fight. From his point of view, he wasn't trying to tear Garcia down, just speaking the truth as he saw it. But for Garcia, that reasoning doesn't hold up. If De La Hoya...
Sure, if you saw the press conference for the upcoming exhibition fight of Ryan Garcia versus Ruquilla Ampo. It took place in LA on Tuesday, and I was not there because Ryan's team thought they could negotiate this entire deal behind my back. Huh? Everyone is aware I have the global rights to Ryan Garcia's...
truly cared, he believes, he would have guided him through those rough patches privately, not aired out criticism in front of the world. To Garcia, it felt less like tough love and more like being thrown under the bus to protect De La Hoya's own image. The roots of the tension between Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya can be traced back to the aftermath of Garcia's first professional loss to Gervonta Tank Davis in 2023. At the time, Garcia was one of boxing's brightest.
He has other people talking and whispering in his ear. So I'm here. I'm his promoter, and whenever he wants to talk and with his people, like I'm here, we can sit down and figure it out. But Haney, I haven't spoken to him or whatsoever. But yeah, I don't know exactly what's happening with him and his team. You know, he has an advisor.
Young stars, and the defeat was a major setback. But what hurt more than the loss itself, according to Garcia, was the lack of support he felt from De La Hoya and the Golden Boy promotions team. Garcia claimed that in the emotional moments following the fight, no one from Golden Boy stood by his side, not even during the post-fight press conference where he was left to face the media alone. That perceived abandonment hit hard. Frustrated and disappointed, Garcia lashed out publicly, even threatening to fire De La Hoya, accusing him of being absent when it mattered most. Rather than taking the criticism in stride, De La Hoya fired back legally. He filed a countersuit demanding Garcia honor his contract and stop threatening to leave the promotion. What followed was a messy, very public
doors, man. But nonetheless, it's fun to watch Ryan Garcia. He's calling out Bernard Hopkins. He's calling out Oscar De La Hoya. The beef that's going around with Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya is just, they need a reality show. Discuss all your issues behind
public dispute. Both sides aired their frustrations through the media. De La Hoya remained outspoken, while Garcia grew increasingly disillusioned with what he saw as a lack of loyalty and respect. Despite the drama, things didn't completely fall apart, at least not yet. In a recent appearance on Patrick Bet David's podcast, Garcia surprised many by saying his relationship with De La Hoya had actually improved. He shared a candid moment, explaining how he took the first step to clear the air. I said, "I don't do this. I don't do chaos. Let's figure it out," Garcia recalled. "I told him, I love you. Regardless of all the media stuff or legal things, I love you. Let's figure it out."
I don't do this. I don't do this. Let's figure it out. That's all it took. I don't do this. Whatever this chaos is, and
this is good when he does it. He's good, but it doesn't get to me.
It doesn't bother you.
No, it doesn't.
Even when he...
It is.
Way better.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened? What changed?
I said...
That moment of vulnerability seemed to open the door for reconciliation, at least on a personal level. Whether it's enough to fully repair the professional relationship remains to be seen, but it was a step in the right direction after years of tension. Garcia's recent willingness to figure it out with Oscar De La Hoya marks a noticeable shift from the anger and hurt that once defined their relationship.
You can ask him.
Yeah.
I told him, but at the end of the day, it's his decision, right?
Right.
It's his decision, but as my experience, I told him, hey, take it easy.
This is recently. He used to be on your squad. Ryan Garcia has issues with Oscar and Golden Boy. Did you see that coming? Like, did you know that eventually that he
said,
yeah.
And I told him.
Relationship. But just because the tone has softened doesn't mean all the deeper issues have been resolved. If anything, recent events continue to highlight how fragile their partnership really is. One telling example came when Garcia's name was suddenly linked to a potential bout with Jose Ramírez. De La Hoya appeared to confirm the fight publicly, but Garcia quickly took to social media to shut it down, stating he had no plans to face Ramírez. The fact that De La Hoya was announcing fights without Garcia's input only reignited tensions. In a pointed tweet, Garcia even wrote, Ryan Garcia versus Oscar de la Hoya at this point, implying that their feud was beginning to feel more like a fight in itself than a business disagreement. This wasn't the first time Garcia had publicly questioned his relationship with de la Hoya.
At the end of the day, and it is what it is. You know, Ryan Garcia from that side, he's the one made the fight. Oscar can keep. Ryan don't even like that dude. He's never told me that personally, but I just happen to know. He don't even like him. But
and it likely won't be the last. His frustrations have been simmering for months, and moments like this only reinforce the idea that their alliance remains shaky at best. Still, despite the drama, Garcia hasn't entirely ruled out the possibility of working with de la Hoya in the future. During his interview with Patrick Bet-David, when asked if he could see himself partnering with de la Hoya again within the next 5 years, Garcia responded with a laugh. What do they say in court? I plead the fifth. His joking tone aside, the non-answer spoke volumes. Garcia isn't closing the door completely, but he's also not ready to walk back through it. Given everything that's unfolded in recent months, his hesitation feels more than justified. Despite all the tension, one thing is undeniable. The relationship between Ryan Garcia and Oscar de la Hoya is more than just business. It's personal. The public nature of their disputes shows that both men are deeply invested, emotionally and professionally, and neither is backing down easily. De la Hoya has been openly critical of Garcia in the past, but he also knows that Garcia is a major asset to Golden Boy Promotions. Losing him would be a serious blow to the company's star power and future earnings, which is why de la Hoya has made efforts to repair the relationship. Even if Garcia views those gestures as nothing more than calculated business moves. For Garcia, the situation is far more layered. On one hand, he recognizes the role de la Hoya played in elevating his career. On the other, he can't shake the sense of betrayal from moments when he needed support and instead felt abandoned or undermined. With his highly anticipated fight against Rolando
locker room, and then all my executives were at Ryan's locker room afterwards, and they were even on stage with him after the fight. But the fact that I wasn't, you know, now I'm the bad guy. You know, I was just trying to get out of there, because when you get something like that in your ear, like, hey, you know, watch your back. You know, it's gonna happen tonight. Right? And right away I just panicked, like, oh shit, like I just got threatened. So I told Hopkins, you go take care of, you know, so he went to Ryan's.
Romero, just days away. The strain between Garcia and de la Hoya still lingers. While Garcia has publicly said that things between them have improved, the reality is that their relationship remains fragile. The tension is palpable, and the underlying issues haven't gone away. Both men have much to gain from this fight, but whatever bond they once had is clearly strained, if not broken.
Garcia, I have your back. Bernard has your back. We're with you 1,000%, and you will be back stronger than ever, better than ever. Guaranteed. Thank you.
Still, despite the personal and professional drama swirling around him, Garcia remains laser-focused on what matters most: winning. The fight against Romero could be a major turning point in his career, a chance to bounce back after his loss to Gervonta Tank Davis and re-establish his momentum. Garcia isn't underestimating his opponent, either. Romero is known for his raw...
Yeah.
I mean, but he should know, like,
I can see it, but if Ryan Garcia was like 35 years old, then I'd be like, all right, I respect it.
Yeah.
He's a kid, man. That's how
Like all buddy with him, with Gervonta. You don't care about your fighters. Man. Really tired of the fake act. Not the cat, be real for once, man. I can respect you more if you just told me the truth, that you're in it for the cash, no love lost. So I kind of see that angle, like
power and unpredictable style. Even Tank Davis once said, "That dude has rocks in his hands," a quote Garcia referenced when discussing Romero's knockout potential. "I feel like this dude is explosive," Garcia said. "If I get caught with one shot, it could be the end of the night." He knows the risks. He knows the stakes. And despite the chaos outside the ring, Garcia's mind is locked in. For him, this fight is more than just a comeback, it's a statement. Rolando Romero may not be the most technically polished fighter in the division, but his raw punching power makes him a dangerous threat. Ryan Garcia knows it. If Romero lands clean, the fight could change in an instant, or even end right there. Tank says Raleigh hits harder than you? Garcia's trainer, Joe Goosen, pointed out in a recent conversation. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm on the highest alert, Garcia responded. His respect for Romero's power is clear. Garcia.
Be a bump in the road. He can think whatever he wants. He knows me too well. So. How easy is it going to be? How long will Rolly last with you in the ring? 2 seconds. Facts. There you go. You answered it for him. Rolly, he just said he's been looking past you to fight Devin Haney. That doesn't concern you at all? I think Devin should get the fight again. But he said he's not even worried about you. He's not even thinking about you. He's looking forward to that fight. You're just
isn't underestimating him. If anything, he's more cautious than ever. While Romero may lack the finesse and footwork of fighters like Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez, what he brings to the table is far more dangerous in the short term. The ability to end a fight with a single punch. Garcia knows the first 6 rounds will be crucial. He needs to stay composed, avoid the wild chops Romero is sure to throw, and look for opportunities to counter with his own devastating left hook. If he can hurt Romero early, he has a chance to end the night on his own terms. But if Raleigh survives the storm and drags the fight into the later rounds, Garcia could be in for a war. Despite the chaos outside the ring, from his ongoing issues with De La Hoya to the media pressure, Garcia is locked in. This fight is about proving he's more than hype. It's about silencing critics and showing the world that he's still a force in boxing. Meanwhile, Romero is walking into the spotlight with his chin up and chest out. Say what you want about his unorthodox style or spotty resume, Raleigh doesn't doubt himself, and that belief is loud and unwavering. He's not just talking. He genuinely believes he can beat Garcia. Romero has dismissed Garcia as all flash.
Haven't talked to you guys in a while. Hope that everybody's doing good.
Yeah, everyone's having a blessed day. Rolly, we coming.
Quick question, how's everybody doing?